have an illustrious career. I've managed to work with quite a few people. Jude Law, Frida Pinter, Nicole Kidman, Idris Elba, Steve McQueen, just to name a few. I've known LIMZ most of my life, man. Like, we literally grew up together, man. We went to school together, went college together. We started acting and comedy and everything together. Like, been a big support. Like, he's my brother, you know what I mean? And over this journey, I've learned a lot about business, how to compose myself, how to actually survive, being by yourself and self-employed, and teaching as much as I can to the people around me to make sure that they excel as well. So that's Jay, the short version.
Jay, stay a bit far away from the mic. A tiny bit more, so you don't like give the overview. You know what I mean?
Oh, I apologize.
It sounds alright to me, you know.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, it sounds alright, man. It sounds blessed, man.
It's my speakers, isn't it? Is it my speakers? Then? Am I sounding a bit too much, like too loud?
Nah, you're alright, bro. Everything's good. Everything's good.
Sorry, it's because my speakers kind of like gave a little. You get what I'm saying?
Nah, you're alright. I would have told you.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
But anyway, yeah, that's me.
Jay, carry on, my bro. Come on.
That's the short version. And I'm just seeing where my journey goes from here. Just trying to take it one day at a time. Good energy, good people around me, good support network, and just try to take the world as it comes, man. Aim for the moon, you might hit the stars, you know.
For real.
And you're a young man, you know, and you've done so much and achieved so much. For those that don't know, JUMAYN, you touch Hollywood.
Well, you know what? I can honestly say I've got 32 credits on IMDb right now. More still to come because obviously because of the whole lockdown, they haven't been able to edit certain things that I've done. But I've been half of it. I can honestly say, well, no, let's break it into thirds. I would say a third of it is just luck. A third of it is definitely hard work because I put blood, sweat, and tears into it. You have to excel in anything. And the third of it is just faith, man. Just having faith in your own decisions and your own morality and where you can take yourself and just literally pushing yourself.
So you feel like self-belief is kind of like it's what get you to that point that you feel like you can the top of the world in a way, kind of thing.
Yeah, man. Because self-belief. If I'll be honest, right? I see it like this. Or do you mind if I tell a little story right now?
Yeah, got you.
Come on, story. Come on, brother.
Story.
Yeah. And you'll say story. And Alim camera, big up Alim. And this time you're saying you want to tell a story, brother. You can say what you want, bro.
Sorry. Before I begin my etiquette, big up, bless.
Yeah, you're blessed. Big
Bro, listen, I've been a fan for the longest, like. So I just have to do it. You're doing a lot, man.
Virgin, thank you very much. We've been here since 1995, bro.
Come on, listen, the YNN game.
Yo, Carl, please, are you that old? Oh my gosh.
Bringing it back, it's coming back. Let's leave it.
Oh no, you're making me feel old, man. You're making
brother, listen. I'm telling you right now, you changed the game, bro. Listen, that game there. I know, all my 90s babies, everyone. That was a madness. Bro, we changed it.
We used to go home just to listen to the YNN, you know what I mean?
Oh my gosh, you've been around that long.
Bro, I used to, listen, I was a frequent caller.
Wow. Hey, you know we got all those shows recorded, you know. What was your name at that time?
Oh, what was I calling? See, I was a youth them time. See, this is before I even buckled down and started, like, getting onto my acting and, like, my grades and whatnot. What was it? I'll probably go and buy some stupid tag, maybe J Money.
Hey, you know what? We'd have the show recorded, you know. We got them on cassette, you know.
Yeah, man. Find me, bro.
Hey, Bridget, we got like over 100 cassettes.
Imagine.
Yeah, we got them on cassette.
Did you just say on cassette?
Yeah, that time they were cassettes, so we got about 100 cassettes of them.
Tape deck.
Yeah, you don't have a tape deck now, innit? That's the obsolete,
Listen,
innit?
for all the young listeners, yeah, do you even know what a cassette was?
Don't. Right, let me tell the story. I
gotta tell the story.
Alright, story. So, right? This is how I see it. People, this is how I envision the world, or one part of it.
Yeah,
get closer to the phone. No, so we can hear you clearly, please.
Yeah.
Alright. If you go to sleep and you have two people in the room with you,
yeah?
and while you're asleep, they see a spider.
Yeah.
One of them has a fear of spiders, the other one couldn't care less, yeah?
Yeah.
When you wake up now, they're both going to tell you the same story, but it's going to have very different connotations.
Okay.
One has fear in the connotation. It was a massive spider, it was so scary, etc., etc., yeah?
Yeah.
The other one's like, oh man, it's some itty bitty spider.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you were asleep for it. You're hearing two truths. They are two truths, but from two different perspectives.
Yeah.
Most people would probably jump onto one truth and roll with that. Oh, it was a big scary spider. Oh, it was nothing. That neither of those matter. The moral of this story is find your own truth. Find your own middle ground. You were asleep during this time. The world ended for you, and it starts again when your eyes open. During that time, you need to come up with what is real to you. You get me?
Okay.
It's a bit of a wild one. There's a deeper meaning in there somewhere. But what I'm trying to say is, find your own path. Like obviously we need role models. There are people out there that can be role models and whatnot. But I found that it's all well and good living someone else's dream, but you gotta find your own.
Yep. For real.
Listen, people, we got JUMAYN Hunter right now, you know, speaking to you. Like, JUMAYN, what
yeah.
You know, like, you see, you're like I said, the introduction was, do you know what I mean? Like, you're Hollywood, and you've been doing your thing for years. For the people that don't know, what made you start, and what age did you even start and think to yourself, how can should I do, is this what my future is, or is this is this my path? Like, what am I looking to do? And then why do I want to do acting? Why do I want to be an actor? Why do I want to be on TV? Because it's a big step for a lot of people in life, do you know what I mean? And a lot of people can't take that step, like, due to self-confidence and everything that they go through life. But you was very young, very young.
Now I was a child.
So what made you? What do you even remember the thought?
I remember everything, man. Because it's all a feeling.
What made you decide to actually go through it?
Say again?
What made you decide to actually say, you know what, I want to be an actor, and this is my future. This is what I wanted
back when I was about 13, literally 12, 13. I'm sitting in school one day, and I'll be honest. Obviously, you know me, bro, so you can vouch for it. But in school, I was
for the listeners, they don't know you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
exactly. They do know you, but they don't know you. If you get what I'm saying, you know what I mean?
Okay, so
now they're actually hearing you, speaking to you, because to them you're a celebrity, you're up class, you're up there, and to a lot of them, so it's like, for anyone that wants to get into acting, what made you even feel like, or think, maybe acting's the pathway? You know that one moment that you get in my eyes.
So I travelled a lot when I was younger. I ended up in a lot of different countries. Probably jumped back into London when I was about 12ish or so. And then from there, I was like, when I was sitting in school one day, I'm looking around the classroom, and we're in a time of like the 2000s. So there's this whole gang mentality and all these different crews from different areas, and you can go here and you can't go there. And because I was quite new, like I wasn't a Londoner, I wouldn't call myself a Londoner then. I was like, I didn't really follow that. I didn't understand the whole way it went down, and I didn't really care for it, to be honest. So I'm looking around and I'm listening to the elders, I'm watching the people, my peers and whatnot, and I'm thinking to myself, nah man, there must be more than this. At this time I'd kind of started Kung Fu and martial arts, so I was already kind of going down a path of like self-actualization, self-awareness, like changing my surroundings and trying to get out of my comfort zone. So very long story short, and I have to give a big shout out to this teacher, Chris Lancaster. He did a lot for both myself, LIMZ, other people. This one teacher, drama teacher, he from being in his classes, he gave us kind of like a nice platform to like express ourselves, and he challenged me one day basically to like just push myself and kind of like see what I could do. Long story short, I read a lot. Since a child, I used to read a lot, so I read a lot of Shakespeare. So he was like, hey, we're doing a kind of like a hip-hop remix Shakespeare thing for like Macbeth. We called it Who's the Mac. turned out to be a massive show for our school.
Man, that is the man. That's the show that made me.
You remember? Yeah, that's where.
Probably
Just for
in
those
it.
who don't know as well, that's the show where LIMZ. Oh my God, he tore it up. He stole the show. It was madness. He stole the show. But from then, long story short, I thought to myself one day, okay, I'm gonna take myself out of school, because basically this is the time everyone's bunking, like skipping school, and doing all kinds of madness. The teachers ain't paying attention. No one really cares. I'm looking around thinking, do I want my future to be like this? Do I want to end up like in some crew? Sorry, bro.
I said you're taking it back, innit?
Oh, bro, listen. You asked me what got me started, man. Like, so this might help. This might inspire someone to hear.
On my side,
But anyway, at these times, right, I won't get into it. But
hello,
you
guys.
got your whole. Sorry, what?
I keep having bad reception down my side. Can you lot still hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, cool. Cause it keeps getting poor connection, but I'm hearing you definitely.
Alright, so I thought to myself, right, boom, let me just try a thing in it. I was like, everyone's doing their own little hustles. They're doing like, I don't know, whatever it is. Some of them are getting into trouble, but I just thought to myself, right, let me just try something. So, at the behest of the same teacher, because he gave me the kind of details of where to go, but I like tracked myself down to the Arcola Theatre in Hackney, banged on the door, and I kind of dared someone. I was like, hey, like, audition me, innit? And they were like, what? We don't know you. Who are you? Like, you have no agent. Like, why should we audition you? And I basically said, all right, here's the dare in it. It's one of two things. Either I come in, I mess up, and you have a funny anecdote to tell your friends later on tonight. Oh, this kid came in, he was rubbish, blah, blah, blah. Or I come in, I smash it, and you're going to be responsible for putting me on. They literally just said, come in.
That's it. So it's like you bang on the door and you get what you asked for. No, what's the saying? If you don't ask, you don't get, right?
Yeah, you get me. You don't ask, you don't get. But at the same time, I realized to myself that you have to have something to give in order to get. And what I was going to give was my skills, like confidence, self-confidence, that I honestly didn't have at the time. Like, I just kind of convinced myself. I was like, you know what? Just try. If you try your best and you fall flat on your face, at least you know that you tried this thing, you're bad at it, you can try something else, because this is a time in your life, you're young, you've got time to make mistakes or fail at things, as long as you give it 110%. Anyway, so from there, I didn't know, but it turns out that the people I auditioned for turned out to be one of like the biggest playwrights in the UK at the time. So, because I worked as hard as I could, basically,
I would love to say something to cut you there, bro.
Oh, sorry, go on.
Hold your I would love to say thank you, even for the opportunity for me to work with Max Stafford Clark. For those that don't know, he's...
There you go, that's the guy, Max Stafford Clark,
you know what I mean?
He taught me a lot, like, he taught me a lot, because he's a very, he's a very classical director, and he specializes in theatre, and that's where most actors start. So, I don't know what he saw in me, but basically he used to school me a lot. He gave me a lot of knowledge, but his kind of etiquette and his understanding of the craft, basically, and was just like, try your thing, just see how it goes. From there, he basically spoke to another director and was like, hey, there's this kid, he's crazy, like, he's wild, like, he might be fun to work with, try him out. She turned out to be one of the writers of EastEnders. It wasn't EastEnders that I was on, it was another play, but that play did really, really well as well, like, publicly, for what it was worth. And very long story short, because of my own tenacity, because of my hard work rate, because I made sure that I never messed up a line, I was always on time, I remembered everyone's name, things like that. And don't get twisted, it was hard to do, like, it was all new to me, and I was just taking baby steps.
Yeah, but, you were young though as well, so it's like all them people, everyone that you're meeting at the time, it could, to a lot of people, it could have blown their minds, you know what I mean? But you kept it calm. And
yeah, that's a truth. That's a truth in there. And I guess the reason that it didn't is just because I just had a vision of just a better version of myself. Like, it's, I don't know, for those who look into this kind of thing, self-actualization, or I don't know, the Japanese call it kaizen, means continuous improvement, and that's something that I read when I was quite young. I was lucky to, I think, and that instilled in me kind of a sense of I, I don't know if I say self-worth, but definitely I wanted to know what I could be at my full potential, and I knew that I wouldn't reach my full potential by not pushing myself and trying new things. So after I've done these couple
So
plays,
what a lot of people are going through right now, like having the realization of them being at home, finding yourself, chilling in your own space, more or less, kind of, and then, you know, like,
yeah, man.
you know, like when you get time to yourself, you end up finding a lot of different things, like, you know what I mean, like I said, realization. I'm not the perfect person when it comes to words, but you know what I mean, it's just when you get that time to yourself, do you think that's important as well? Because, like,
you know what, as a human being, I think it's important. Like, okay, I'd like to explicitly say I'm not a guru, I'm not like no Zen Buddhist or like master or anything like that. I've studied little bits of this and that here and there. I've taken on what I think works and I've expelled the rest. And to me, in my definition, every human being is entitled to their own space to think, reflect, and develop. Self-development's important. Now that obviously we're in quarantine, we're in lockdown, and everyone's like at home and they're in their own space. They might be in a space where maybe they're not even comfortable, something like that. Going into your own mind and figuring out what makes you you, what makes you tick, how to control those things, how to control your urges, your loves, your hates, the things that make you weak, the things that you're naturally gifted at, all these different things about a person. These things are so important to cultivate and to always take time to reflect on them, to settle and just think, okay, cool, like how far have I come? I think that's a big thing that I used to do a lot. I used to beat myself up about the roles that I didn't get. And when I was in the infancy of my career, and I'll be honest, I used to kind of like get really emotional about it. I'm like, oh man, I didn't get that part. Oh, did I not do good enough? Am I not good enough? Do I need to do more? What can I do? And then I started to realize, no. You need to make yourself your own brand. You need to make yourself your own entity, your own thing. You're not going to be like anybody else. Everyone is unique. Honestly, everyone is unique.
There's no one else, innit?
Sorry, bro?
You can't be like no one else.
No,
because you
not
need
at
to
all.
be like yourself.
Exactly. And not only that, like, this is how unique we all are, yeah? Like, no matter if you're a twin, no matter if you have a lookalike, a clone, anything, there'll never be another you in this time and space right now. Even if you believe in reincarnation and you come back in 100 years, this is in 100 years when there's like spaceships or cars and stuff like that. It's not in the 2000s. There will never be another you in this time and space. So you need to take that time to cultivate you. But at the same time, remember that the people around you are unique too. And they deserve their own.
What your future is, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
So how do you feel like this whole coronavirus and COVID-19 has it even impacted you in terms of, like, you know, like the acting when you're doing your filming and you're going around touring the world and that? Like, has it even impacted, or do you feel like it's had a bit of a better impact? As some people might say no, it hasn't, or some people might say yeah, it's helped me, like whatever. Well, how do you feel, kind of?
To me, there's technically two questions. One, how it's impacted my career. Oh man, it's definitely taken a back seat on acting, because that can't run now. Like, that's too many people traveling, and that's not going to happen for a while. Until we know what's going on, until the government tell us what's going on, or what we can or can't do, how we can interact, or until it's technically, for use of a better word, safe, then I don't see big groups of people kind of getting together to do things like that. Maybe small groups, maybe in-house filmmakers or whatnot, and that kind of goes on to the second question, I guess, which is like kind of how it affected me, myself personally, and like my interactions and whatnot. For me, it's been an interesting time, I'll say that. I've personally, because I have a big work rate and a workload and a schedule anyway, I've just rejigged my schedule to do a lot more training, martial arts, a lot more meditation, things like that. Reading, writing,
Wait, you do
writing my
martial arts
scripts.
and that?
Oh yeah. That's another thing we'll touch on in a bit. Like, I'm an avid martial artist. I train every single day without fail since I was about 10. I love it. Can't help myself. But
That takes a lot of work, you know. That takes a lot of work and a lot of motivation.
dedication, man. But you know what? If you love something, it's easy to dedicate. Like, it really is. And it's not like, I don't know, I wouldn't be doing 4 or 5 hours a day of like weights or something. I'll break it up, you know. But anyway, back to it. Yeah, like, I'm trying to, I've been using my time as wisely as I can to keep myself physically active, mentally active, and kind of spiritually active as well. Doing a lot of different things for those the 3 pillars, I call them. But for anybody,
spirituality plays a big part as well, isn't it?
Sorry, my friend.
I said spirituality plays a big part as well, because it's like you can't just do something when you're just, yeah, I want to do it because of someone else. Spiritually means that you're, you know, like your whole body's in with it, like your whole, you know, your mentality, your physicality, everything. Like, you know, you're spiritual. Like, people don't understand what it takes to be spiritual, because spiritual is like you're dedicated to something that.
Yeah, you know what? I would say I grew up in a religious world. A lot of my friends were from a plethora of different religions, and I listened to, studied, and tried to understand all of them, and I have a lot of respect for all of them. But I would say that I'm spiritual, not so much religious. I definitely believe in a God, but spiritual. And the reason why is because yeah, exactly. And the reason why is because I believe that every action that we do, we are not only responsible for, but it had a certain amount of premeditation or pre-thought to it. Unless it's an honest reaction, like, I don't know, a loud bang and you just jump, that's an honest reaction. But for anything that we choose to do in our waking day, it's a choice that we had to make, and being responsible for that choice is important. It's important to cultivate the things around you. Like, a lot of people, if I think about it, dare I say, they'll maybe complain about things around them without changing themselves first. And it's not to say that they're in the wrong for doing it, or that I have some kind of magical insight, but it's just, I found, to start with myself first and then work outwards. Like, here's a little saying: water the flowers in your garden. Whatever that means to you, it means to you. Water the flowers in your garden.
Did you say water the flowers in your garden?
Yeah, water them. They say the grass is greener on the other side of it. No. Water the flowers in your garden and see how it blooms, innit?
Yeah, it's true. Because it depends on the food that you give the flowers as well, innit?
Ah, nicely said.
And how often you actually water it.
There you go.
And that brings me to another subject. Like, how have you found, like, you know, going through this this coronavirus, epidemic? How have you how have you even been keeping healthy? Did you was you one of those ones that, like, run to the shop to go get toilet paper and get, like, you know, the necessary things? No, necessary things. Or was it like you just went and thought to yourself, let me go to the market and get some food, and go to the butchers and get some meat? Or are you even, you know what I mean? Like, or was you like one of them ones? How did you find it at the start? Because everyone went crazy, innit?
At the start, the whole world panicked, but you can't blame them. They don't know what's going on. Like, they're just not clued up to how to react.
Don't lie to me now. No, be honest with the viewers. So what did you do? Did you run to the shop and got toilet paper and that?
Oh, the toilet. Listen, okay. To the toilet paper people that hoarded loads of toilet paper, I'd like to say this: you're putting the toilet paper in the same room as the shower. Let that
That's
sink
it.
in for a second. If it really got that bad, we got running water, fam. You can clean yourself.
So what?
But y'all
Everyone's
gonna
then.
spend
Everyone,
hundreds.
you feel like everyone turned African, then, innit?
No, not even. You know what? No,
Well,
that's
you
just
can wash your
Africa,
bottom
fam.
with your
Because
hands.
you know
Yeah?
what?
Before it was
Big ups
like,
everywhere
that's
that uses a bidet, bro. They
nasty.
keep themselves clean.
But
Yeah,
that's the.
if you're
Do you know
panicking
what
over something
kills
like
it?
that,
In my
imagine how.
eyes, do you know what kills it? Because I feel like when you clean your hands clean yourself, yeah, with water, it's a lot cleaner than it is when you use toilet paper.
Amen. You're having a full shower. You know what I mean?
Oh God!
Like,
Can you hear me?
easily,
Yeah,
like,
did you hear what I said?
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Because
It's
you
cleaner.
lot went
Like, of
quiet.
course it's
You lot
cleaner.
went silent
You're
on
literally
me.
having.
So do you
a
feel
shower.
like it's better? You're a lot cleaner that way than when you use toilet paper? So why are people rushing for toilet paper? Why didn't
Listen,
you rush
at the
for
end of the
toilet
day,
paper?
use both. Do both. That's what we should be doing anyway. Yeah,
Checky,
stay
checky,
clean.
1,
Obviously,
2.
I can't vouch for everyone, but like cleanliness is
Say
next to
that again,
godliness.
Bless.
Yeah, I'm
Say
listening
that
to
again.
you, yeah, but we're gonna ask some real questions, yeah, because
Come on, yeah.
for
Nah, I've
real,
got
this
questions,
toilet
man.
paper
We
thing
just,
is a long
you know,
time.
just warming them up. Second hour is gonna come,
All
and
right.
then people them come. You know what I mean? Go on, no. You got
All right,
something
cool.
to say, Bless. Go on.
All right, greetings, bro. Yeah, nice to meet you. Nice to talk to you.
Peace and love.
Nice to know that, boy, you used your life wisely. You know, you never wasted it.
I try.
No, you did, because you're actually doing something positive with your life, and it's a pleasure to know. It's an honor to know that you was one of the blessed listeners. Wow.
Likewise, my friend.
You know what I mean? So you can see what we've been doing for many, many years, and we're still doing it. Many, many years later. Now you've grown up. Now you're an actor. Why did you become an actor? Why did you become like a leader or a religious man or something like that? What made you decide, like, I could do anything I want, but I'm gonna be an actor? Why?
You know what? I heard that acting was one of the hardest things to do, honestly. And I'm into politics. I'm into, I don't know, like sports, things like this. But with acting, I thought on a selfish level, I thought that I get to play lots of different characters if I'm lucky enough, and then I get to experience lots of different things. I get trained as, I don't know, I've been trained, for example, as a martial artist, a marksman with guns. I've had to like learn a lot of Grey's Anatomy to be a doctor, things like that. So it's been fun. Like, it's been lots of different lives and lots of different careers kind of all in one. But on the flip side of that, I genuinely, when I first started acting when I was quite young, like just in school and stuff like that, and then took myself to the Alcola, I realized how difficult it is to run it as a business, to keep yourself afloat, be able to pay your rent on time, be able to like keep the taxman happy, and also be successful, not only in like just random things you want to do, but be able to dictate and negotiate your own terms for certain things. How I would say I'd like to push my career, and how I am trying to push my career, is I'm trying to do bits of cinema and theatre that I'm proud of, that will push my culture, that I don't know, show a side of me that maybe can relate to somebody else that hasn't got a voice or hasn't been given a voice. So a lot of the characters I'll take, they'll be quite miscellaneous. They're really out there, they're really far from each other, and it's just to be able to be that versatile. Yeah, it's just the push, it's just the difficulty. I love it.
You love it for now. You love it for now. Yeah. But you know, I'm gonna eventually I'm gonna drop that question on you, you know, when it comes to the acting thing. I'm gonna drop that question. What you're gonna know that when the question comes, you're gonna say, obviously, you're gonna say, nah, I wouldn't. Yeah. But eventually, all these actors come to a crossroad. You know the crossroad that I'm talking about.
Go on.
They're going to come to a crossroad where they're going to have to make a decision. Now, you've got certain actors and actresses that don't make that decision. Yeah, and so I'm gonna get back to that. I'm saying this now. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it, but I'm gonna come back to it. I've already just dropped it.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
All right, so I'm gonna leave it there, and then I'm gonna ask you another question, and then I'm gonna get back to that question. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm ready though. I can answer it right now.
Oh, cool. All right, then we're gonna get back to that still because
cool,
they keep it as a mystery. You know what I mean? But none of their business right
so
now.
So you like getting into your little. You ask you the question.
Nah, he knows the thing, man. He knows the thing.
Yeah, I know the thing, brethren. I know the thing. This is why
There's a running trope, innit?
Yeah, this is why I do what I do. I do what I do.
I got a lot to say on that subject actually. Still.
Oh, so you want to talk about it now?
So what? Should I just let you look?
No, but put it this way, bro. Because I don't want you to kind of. Cause remember, this is your career. So obviously, I don't really want you to talk about it, but I just want you to think about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because eventually, it will come up. You understand? So I'm just.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'll go so far as to say this. I'll say this right now.
LIMZ, shh. This is very important. Go on, bro. Yeah, go on. What are you saying?
You're laughing at me as well. I'm laughing at myself, you know.
Yeah, listen, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own path, innit?
Yeah.
Who am I to tell the next man what he should and shouldn't do? I don't know what goes on behind closed doors. I don't know the conversations they have. I don't know how they arrange their stuff. I don't know what's gonna. You get me? A, B, C. I don't know.
Yeah.
All I do know is this: I carry myself a certain way.
Yeah.
I'm about and I'm very heart on my sleeve kind of thing.
Yeah.
For anyone who's worked with me, no matter how famous, top actors, top directors, runners, everyone, they know exactly
Yeah.
what I'm about.
Yeah.
If there is a scene in any film or play or something, how I'm going to break it down is this. Is it necessary to the story? Does it tell the story?
Okay.
Yeah? If we're talking about... Oh, how can I... Yeah, let me be smart about what I'm saying. But... no, big man things. But here what?
He said big man things, you know. This is JUMAYN Hunter saying big man things is hood, you know, guys.
Hey, LIMZ.
Come on.
LIMZ. I don't think you realise how serious this...
Carry on.
LIMZ.
big thing, you know, that.
No, LIMZ, listen to me. You must listen to what's going on. Cause I don't think you realise...
No, I'm listening.
No, you're not. If you was listening, you'd realise how serious this conversation is. It's not funny. It's very serious.
I know, I'm clocking it. I'm trying to...
No, listen. Just listen to what the brother's saying. Listen. My brethren, tell him the story.
Fair enough.
Go on. Let me hear you say what you're saying.
I carry myself a certain way.
Yeah.
Me and my people, we have an understanding. I get sent things beforehand. I get to read the script. The reason I get sent stuff is because of the way that I work and the way that I interact with the people that I work with. They trust me, and they know that if I run my opinion on something, it's not coming from a bad place.
Yeah.
So there's been plenty of scripts. So people giving me a script and be like, "Hey, bang, let's bang this out," and I've been like, "Hey, what? Either this ain't my kind of thing," or I'm like, I don't understand the story. Or for one specific job, and I'm not gonna name drop, but for one specific job, they was like, "Hey, how do you feel about doing this job?" And I was like, "Listen, I'll be honest. This is a world that I know nothing about."
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, genuinely, me being a young black male, if I had someone do something in the media and it misrepresented me, I wouldn't be happy about it. Yeah. I don't want to misrepresent a whole group of people that I genuinely know nothing about. I can study it, I can do this, I can do that, but if I sit down and I have an interview with people and they're asking me genuine questions, I can only give an answer from a certain date up until a certain date because that's when I studied it. That's not how I work. How I personally work, and back in the day they would call it method acting. You know, like if you're doing a drunk scene, people get drunk. I don't take it that far. I won't get drunk. But what I do is I study. I study parts of who I am, elements of who I am, and I'll push them to the extent. Things that are easy, like anger, depression, happiness, confusion, any emotion that we all experience. I can find where the level needs to be for this character, this role. I take it so deep as to find an accent for them, find ticks for them, like how their face will move, how they'll smile. I make sure every single smile is different, things like that. I make sure my hair is different for every single one. But when it comes down to what I want to do, I'm glad that I've worked hard enough from a position where I worked my way from what I wanted to do. I chose the jobs that I wanted to do. When I first started, it was much to the detriment of my agent, probably, because she was like, hey, take this job, take that job. I was like, nah, I'm not doing it. Because there's a job that I've wanted and I'm going up for and I've been practicing for, and I just want to do that one. And then, I might not land it, but then I'll just keep on my path. And I decided my own path. I decided everything I want to do. So then now, because I've built up, I guess, a brand of reliability, like I said before, on time. I try never to get my lines wrong. I try and keep a good rapport with the people around me, and not just because I have to, but because I enjoy my job, you know.
Okay.
And with that, having control over your own stuff, this is something I don't even need to think about.
Okay. All right.
Sure.
So obviously this acting thing is a very serious thing.
For me, yeah, because it opens doors to a lot of responsibility that I definitely feel that I am responsible for, man.
Okay.
It's like life skills, isn't it?
Not only that, man, but like if you get to a certain level in anything you're doing, even if, I don't know, like you dig up rocks, if you become the best rock digger in the world, you're gonna get noticed. When you do get noticed, people are gonna start listening to what you're saying, and if you're not saying the right things for the wrong purposes, then you might affect the wrong child at the right. No, you might affect a child at the wrong time, man, and you'll turn that child into something else when he could have been a doctor, a physician, like an astronaut, anything.
So,
we never had that, bro.
I hear that still.
You know?
No, that's proper though. That's proper, because he's being real. Because if you don't see it within yourself, it's that same thing that I said earlier. It's like finding yourself, innit? It's that that leads you to. Do you find that through doing, like, obviously motivational speaking, like reading scripts and doing specific roles that you decided to do, or you accepted, or is it like at the same time, just being able, you see, like your life experiences?
Oh yeah, I get you. So yeah. So a lot of the time I do draw on my life experience for my acting.
So it's like when you read scripts, how do you get into character?
Oh man,
that's something.
Okay, so
because you can be given different characters, innit? And sometimes it could be someone that you're the opposite of how you are as a person. So it's like, how do you even manage to get yourself into that space,
into that character
zone? Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Well, it's kind of, for me, I'm very different, so I can't speak for every actor, but the easiest way to explain it would be if every different character was a different color. When you read the script, there are certain words and certain ways that people speak, inflections and whatnot, that let you know quite quickly what they're about, where they're from. So for example, if they're using a lot of slang, or if it's a lot of aggressive words, or if they're using very persuasive words, like, they all stand out in their own way. And then I'll try to kind of maybe find a piece of music that I think matches this character, or maybe even a scene in something else, and I'll start developing the character. I'll start finding their voice, I call it, and by that I'll find an accent that I think matches them. So I'll do a lot of research, going online, listening to voices. I'll find
I can get you to speak like an African, yeah?
You say that again?
I can get you to do an African accent. I can get you to do I can get you to do a Mexican right now.
Look, I ask you something, Bedrin.
Yeah.
Listen to the same question, yeah? Is acting, this is a very important question, because I look at certain actors and I said to myself, is acting spiritual? Because sometimes these people play a role where I look at myself, the character that you're playing, you're not even yourself. So is it, so I'm looking at, like, although you go into an acting and you play a role, is there a point where the role that you're playing also becomes spiritual, that directly you're gonna have to walk on a line to keep yourself?
Yeah, definitely. You know what? I'll go so far as to say I had one specific movie that I did that definitely changed me for life. When you, with acting, you can, some people or some roles or some things might not require you to throw your heart and soul in. But for the most part, most actors would throw their heart and soul in. And when you do take something away. You leave something on the camera forever. That and that's your energy, your inner energy. You've left it there on the camera. But you also take something back from that, because you've had to enhance this new energy. Again, I'll use colors. Let's say everyone's a blank piece of paper, but then they've asked you to be an angry character. Now you're using all the red colors and you splash red all over your canvas. After you've put the piece of art down, you still have paint splattered. Little bits of residue, they stay with you. And some things, some actors, it can stay and it can be a positive. Some people, it can break you down. For this one specific thing that I did, we needed a psychiatrist on set, basically, because of the nature of the job and the things that we were kind of going through as the characters. They were like, yo, if you need to speak, if you need to just take 5 minutes and take time out, like, it's there. Thankfully, all the actors, we were all very professional. And it's not to say it's not professional to go and talk to a psychiatrist if you need to on set, but we kept it moving, basically. And it definitely gets spiritual, man. Definitely.
So why? What kind of role was that the producers had to have a psychiatrist? That mean they were prepared for someone to break down.
Because this was the amount and the level of anger, aggression, kind of helplessness that was required from each character and each different person in such a small amount of time, because I think we filmed that in a month. We only used one location. It was all shot in like one location, which is pretty much unheard of. And so it's very claustrophobic as well, on top of everything, you know. If you wanted 5 minutes, you didn't really have 5 minutes. There's always someone around. And for some actors, like, you know, they want their space. Like, it's not diva-ish in any way, but honestly, they need like 5 minutes maybe to just decompress, to let that scene go, because it was maybe too heavy.
So that means you directly realized that they had to have a psychiatrist. You think they done the right thing by having a psychiatrist there?
I think they did. Because it wasn't like they were saying, hey, we're going to go so hard, you guys are going to need this. But they were looking out for our health, and our physical health can be directly affected by our mental health and vice versa. Because we're doing, when we film, we do like at least 12 to maybe 16 hours a day. We're getting picked up at ridiculous times in the morning. And shout out to the crews that work, because they're there before us, they leave after us. The hours are insane, so it's a lot of stress on the body already. That's why we're advised always to try and eat as healthy as we can when we're on set. And we even have like checks and whatnot. Like we go
health checks.
We specifically have to go to a doctor and make sure we're in good health and whatnot, fit and whatnot. Especially if you're doing things like your own stunts, which I do. You have to be physically fit.
You know this thing what you're saying, This conversation, I think me and you're gonna have the whole of this conversation, because you know why? What you're saying there's a lot of people that's watching the TV and the movies and they say, I wanna be an actor. But what you're telling me now is that people would never even dream that these things are needed for actors.
Listen, yeah, man.
It's a lot deeper than just having you on the screen, isn't it?
Yep.
Listen, shout outs to Outside and Neutrino for that tune. They think it's easy. They think it's easy being on a TV. No, it's not, man. Listen, forget the money side. Forget maintaining, in quotations, fame.
Forget
because
fame and that.
fame is not important. Morality is
Exactly. You get me?
important, and what
Forget
you're
all
doing
of
is
that.
important.
All
But
it
what
is
is
just
difficult
Yeah, go on.
is all the different skills you need to be an actor, but to be any kind of thing. At the end of the day, a person can have one specific skill and get through and like maybe excel with that. An example I would give maybe is Arnold Schwarzenegger. He started out as a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
From that, he got his acting roles and whatnot, and became one of, if not the biggest action star ever.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
the guy's
And
a
so
pres.
there,
He's a what is it? He's a he basically not minister. What's they call it in
Mayor. He's a
America?
mayor.
No president. Is
oh
it? Not
no,
not
he
president.
became the thingy of LA, innit?
There you
The
go.
governor of LA.
Like to the point of like that's where it can even lead you. So for even all the young people listening, it's just like
Exactly.
following you and your dreams, following your dreams, and when you feel like you want to do something and you want to be someone, it doesn't matter. Jay, like, have you ever got held? Like, have you ever had, had people tell you that you can't achieve it? You're not going to achieve it. You can't be
Listen,
an actor. You can't. You're not gonna be the famous actor.
half the
You're not gonna
people,
be. Have you
half
had
the
that? And then
people, half the people in
how
my
does it even
school,
make like?
half
How
the
does it
people
even
in my
make you
life,
feel? Like
half the
when
people.
you get people like telling you that.
Listen, most people, up until a certain point, most people were telling me they'd laugh at my dream. They'd laugh in my face. And you know what? It didn't deter me. The reason it didn't deter me is this. I know what I'm doing with my 24 hours. I know what I'm doing my next 24 hours. I know that I am going to work hard towards what I want in it. I know exactly what I want. And I know what I'm willing to sacrifice to get there. And if, for example, there are a lot of people that, I don't know what they're doing with their 24 hours. But we all got the same 24 hours on this earth. What you do with yours is what you do with yours. I've just decided to cram mine with as much training, as much reading, as much as I can to try and achieve my goal. And
Yeah, but you're a reader as well, innit? Carry on. Sorry, say what I said.
Well, I was going to say, well, with the things like that, I don't let them deter me, or I didn't let them deter me, because at the end of the day, like I said with the whole that spider thing earlier, with like being asleep, it's like you have to see your own dream. I told myself I wouldn't walk around going, hey, I'm an actor. Oh, I'm going to be an actor. Because to me, the rest of the world determine what you are. If the people around you say that, I don't know, you're a nasty person, yeah, and this is being said behind your back, yeah, then, and it's being said by a multitude of people who are all unconnected, that's what you are. If you're walking around and you're helping people, or you're doing whatever you're doing, yeah, and people are like, no, they're a cool person, and that's unanimous in your community, that's who you are. The people around you put a label on you, in it, yeah, for what they see, what you're doing. I told myself I'm going to keep myself to myself, work hard, and if one day I become an actor, I won't tell people I'm an actor, they'll tell me I'm an actor.
So are you telling me you're out there? You like how you travel? Yeah. Are you traveling like like?
Bro,
To start, you're in your Lamborghini and your Ferrari.
nah, not even.
You know what I mean? Just out.
No, yeah, it ain't like that. It ain't like that, man. Like I'm a forest guy, bro. I like walks by the beach, them kind of things. I don't like technology.
So you feel like so like that's what I'm saying. Like how do you even feel about? You see, obviously pre-coronavirus, yeah, we had the young people, because we gotta like mention and adjust the young people and how they've acted. They've been acting. How do you even feel about this whole stuff when these young people have been out and they're shooting and stabbing each other like it's tomorrow? There's no daylight for no one else tomorrow. Like you can't, like.
Do you know what hurts my heart?
How do you even feel about that issue? Because you do a lot of youth work. You do youth work as well, and you give back to your community. Do you understand?
You know what?
So it's like, how do you feel about what was happening pre this?
Listen, man, simultaneously, it hurts my heart and gives me hope at the same time. Everyone has so much.
You're a young man yourself.
Play, yep. And you know what? I've been gone through all of that. Like, been held up on by man them for no reason. Like, everyone's been robbed. You know what I mean? Like, how my yard lick off, all of that kind of thing. And at the end of the day, yeah, like, why? Like me, like anyone with, I don't know, if it's over success or something like that, why are you killing your own brothers, fam? They're your brothers and sisters. It's that deep, yeah, that we're all related.
Watch it. You got Hollywood, and then you got Nollywood, innit?
You know what?
And then I call it music hood. Then you've got music hood. Music hood's the one where it's all the music artists, innit? Music hood. They can try to put it under like, oh yeah, you got a grime and you got R&B, hip hop, all of this, you know. But it's like
different genres of entertainment.
You got music hood, and you got Nollywood, and you got Hollywood.
Yeah, boy, listen. If I was to keep this conversation real, you know, it's you have to. I'm listening to what the brother's saying, you know. And
yeah, I know. I'm waffling though.
No waffling. This is a very serious conversation, Virgin. I don't see any room for waffling. Virgin, everything that you've been saying so far, brother, I'm listening to you, you know, and I'm saying this is a very serious conversation. Everything that you've been saying, I'm checking it. It's a very serious conversation that we are having. All the way.
It is, man.
All the way.
This is about life. This is about.
Yeah. I don't see no room for waffling. I don't see no room for playing. Yeah. I see this is a very serious conversation that we're gonna have. So, LIMZ, the spreader that we're talking to now, yeah, we are having a serious conversation. We cannot have. This is not no comedy. This is not no comedian thing. This is
listen.
You listen. This brother that we're talking to now is a real grounded brother.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying, like, I'm listening to the brother.
Gracias.
So right now we need to have a real conversation. No joke thing, no comedian thing. This brother is real as it gets.
You know what it is? I know why LIMZ. It's because literally LIMZ is my brother. Like, I talk to him like every day.
Yeah, I know that.
We be bouncing. So
I'm touching onto subjects that you're gonna understand afterwards.
Nah, man, I'm listening to the brother now, not afterwards.
All right. Well,
no. He knows.
Let's see where it runs.
Jay knows already.
LIMZ. Ask me the question. Ask me the direct question. Wow.
Go on. Oh, LIMZ is gonna ask the question. LIMZ is fainted, bro.
But you want me to answer?
Yeah. Ask the question, bro.
Now you don't want me to ask the question.
Yeah, man. Ask the man a real question.
Nah, man, leave the question then, innit?
Go on, ask the man a real question.
I've asked him questions. I was asking him. I was in the middle of it. Now you're making me forget.
No, what I'm saying is the thing who's in the middle of that. Tell me now.
Yeah, go on, LIMZ. Yeah, go on. We're listening.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying. You're trying to play with me.
No, you got our attention.
Play with me.
No, go on. We're listening. Go on. We're listening. We're all listening. We're all ears. Go on.
No listen. No more listen. For the viewers, you lot messaging, phoning, you know what I'm saying? Texting.
What?
Yeah, because these two.
No, brother. Okay.
Oh,
alright then, listen.
You know what kills it? You actually name me.
Yeah, Bless. Yeah, my name's Bless. Yeah, my name is Bless. Yeah, so that's my name. Yeah, you don't know me from a long time. I've been in this thing a long time. So, cause to know that you've grown up from a young man, youth, to a big man, I could say you've done very well. You will know that I can't say you're successful because you know your limit. So success doesn't stop where you are. So I can't say you're successful.
Amen.
You're just where you are right now. People may look at you and say, boy, this guy's successful because he's an actor and he's this and that. I don't see that. I see that you're just... You're gone.
Here's a secret, yeah? I don't see myself as successful yet.
Yeah.
Not at all. I feel like a bird still in the nest. I ain't even spread my wings yet.
That's how I see you as well. Yeah, given your full potential and the freedom to do what you want to do, there's still nothing as successful. Because you will always keep climbing.
You know what? I even say this to anyone, yeah? Don't measure success on other people. Don't be looking at Instagram and all these different things thinking I'm not where they're at and whatnot. Nah, dog.
Yeah.
Walk your own path. That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, yeah? Bob Marley said it. Other people have regurgitated it, yeah? Don't live your life, by numbers. Yeah, if you're living your life by how much money you got and all these things there and how much bling and all this madness, nah, Yeah, numbers are infinite. They never end. So you'll never be happy. What is money anyway? Money can give life. Mm.
Nah, definitely. Because you have to realize that at the end of the day, right? It's just numbers, innit? Money's numbers, innit? It's what's in within you, like. And I keep telling people that it's what's in within you, like. You see, like what you said about spirituality, right? It's like people think, yeah, I need to believe in this religion, I need to believe in this, I need to believe in that, I need to look up to that person, that's because he's done this, she's done that, they're up. No. Like, in my eyes, I feel like, you see, once you found yourself and you can step out on the floor with your own 2 feet and walk, like wherever you live, you can walk to your door, yeah? Use your 2 feet to walk and your toes. Then you found yourself. Mentality wise, yeah, your mind, yeah, I feel like it's not, your body won't work without your mind. Sorry, your body won't work without your mind, yeah. You know what I mean? And it's the truth, right? If I'm out here lying, your body won't work without your mind. Your brain operates your whole body, yeah? Now, so how you gonna step out, yeah? How you even gonna move your body to even step on the 2 feet on the floor for you to walk? Yeah.
Right, so how I break it down is like this, yeah. Every human being could be broken down into these 3 elements: your physical body, your mind, and your eternal soul. And this is just my belief anyway, so I'm not preaching in it, but like, okay, so your mind, yeah, I'll go with that one. Your mind is in the time it's born in right now. If you believe in something, let's use reincarnation, yeah. If you believe that you get reincarnated every 100 years, let's just hypothetically say that happens, yeah. Each different time zone that you're born into, there's different things going on. First, you're rubbing sticks together to get fire, and then all of a sudden there's the wheel, then all of a sudden there's computers, yeah. You're gonna get with the times, innit? Like, you're gonna do wherever the times is, and you just fit into the time. So that's your mind. But as long as you keep your mind active, and you have to train your mind in the same way as you train, I don't know, like as a boxer in martial arts, yeah. You have to train your mind to not only be intelligent, but to be aware of the world around you, and to know how to interact with the people around you and the things around you, and how to make an impact. How you want to make the impact's up to you. But anyway, moving on, that's the mind. Then you have your body, and again, this is down to the individual. You don't have to do this, but I started Kung Fu when, I don't know, what was I, like 10 or something? And yeah, I found Kung Fu very hard. I did one of the more difficult styles of Kung Fu as well, which is Praying Mantis, and it's brutal. Like, it's really brutal. And I thought, wow, this is really hard. I'm really pushing myself. It wasn't until I found Thai boxing, and there's a big difference in self-defense, which is kind of like quick attacks to get away from a person, and boxing, which is a sport. So you're in a ring, you're not allowed to move. You're staying in there. You know what I mean? It's an elongated fight. And the training, the difference between the 2 trainings blew my mind. I thought, oh yeah, I'm really physically fit. I'm ready for this. Like, man, Muay Thai tore me to pieces. The first time I went there, I threw up. Second time I went there, I nearly passed out.
Hello? Yo, guys. Basically, I just want to let everyone know, yeah? Basically, my phone, my whole situation keeps coming in and out.
You best know, yeah?
I can hear you, but like everyone keeps coming far away.
Yo, man, you got a cheap phone, bro.
No, it's locked off again.
Right, well, leave it. It's all right now. Just turn your phone down a bit.
Yeah, now I can hear you. Now I can hear you, because it keeps coming on and off.
Yeah, well, all right, then.
Shall I continue?
Yeah, I can hear you like now.
Yeah. Alright, shall I go through, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, so the body, yeah? Personally, this is what I found, and this is for myself. Everyone might find it in a different way.
I found that when I pushed myself to my limit, where my body and my brain are screaming, "We can't do this. We need to stop right now. We're gonna pass out. No, no, no more." When you push yourself past your limit, and then you create a new bar for yourself, a new limit, then I literally realized where does the limit stop? Everything's possible then, isn't it? Some people might get it from going for a walk. Some people might get it from looking at a painting. It don't matter what it is, but for me, I would put it like this for the body zone: is that if you push yourself to where like you literally are uncomfortable, and then you go further, then all you're gonna do is develop. And then finally, the third point, the mind, the soul, your eternal soul, or whatever. When you're pushing yourself and your tenacity with training your body next to developing your mind and training that in the same way that you're training your body in the same way, your soul will go to plant for the tree. But we don't know who we are. We don't know what we're going to be.
Limbs.
Yo, I'm trying to be there still.
No, your phone's making a bag of noise, man. Your phone's
I'm trying to keep locked.
Yeah, but
Can you not hear me?
you know your phone's making a bag of noise, bro.
Okay, yeah, cause I can't even hear. Like, I'm getting to points where I can't even hear people.
Yeah, your phone's making a bag of noise, man.
No, I can hear you now, though.
Yeah, but it's making a way like when you're not talking, it starts to go way up and make a bag of noise. But we'll sort it out anyway. Carry on, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. To round it all up,
you now. I can hear both men.
To round it all up, it's like you can put those
And
three
then you
elements
got air
together.
again on me.
All you can do,
Now you're back.
all you're gonna do naturally is just start to figure out who you are. Like when I don't know what point it was when I was acting, but I kind of realized something along the lines of everyone has a lot of labels. For example, one person might be a brother, a father, a friend, a workmate, a colleague, all of these different things. But when you strip away all these different labels, who are you at your core, innit? And that's a question that I'm kind of like always trying to avidly find out. Like, who am I at my core? Like, what if I believe I can't? If I believe there's nothing I can't do, let's find out. You know?
Mate, you know what? Can you not hear me still?
Yeah, we can hear you, but your phone needs to turn down, or you need to turn your volume down on your Skype. But you got to turn some kind of volume down.
What? You can't hear me?
Yeah, but you need to turn some kind of volume down, either on your Skype or something.
Yo, hear what? Your background's bugging out, dog. So you need to turn the volume down on your phone, or move the mic a little bit away or something. You good?
Wow.
Can you hear me now? Yeah.
Yeah, you sound normal. Ish.
Yeah, cool.
All right.
But yeah.
So, brother, for the listeners who's just joined on, can you tell them your name?
JUMAYN Hunter.
And what do you do?
I am an actor.
And what else do you do?
I am also a martial artist. Also an artist, I guess. I draw and whatnot. I'm a writer. Currently writing books and scripts.
Yeah.
I teach where I can, philosophy and youth work as well. I do as much youth work as I can get my hands on, really. And apart from that, I guess I just fill the rest of my time with extreme sports.
Okay, so you're a writer. What kind of books have you written?
Oh, no. I'm in the process of writing. I've been trying to use this this whole lockdown thing as an opportunity to get something going. So yeah. I'm in the middle of a sci-fi right now.
Ooh, I like sci-fi.
Yeah.
Can you not hear me, right?
Yeah, we can hear you, bro.
Yeah, we got you, dog.
Okay, sorry, I keep my thing keeps coming on and off now.
Okay, don't worry about it, but we can hear you. So you're in the middle of writing a sci-fi?
Yeah.
What's it about?
Or do I give away the whole plot? Okay, basically, wait 1 second. All right, so it's set about 1,000,000 years from now.
1,000,000 years?
Human beings are a distant memory.
Are you joking?
There are only a few of us banging around, and basically, the human that we're following is questioning what it means to be human with no other humans around. All he has is writing books, audio books, media, things like that. But because he's never come into contact with another human being before, all he knows about what it means to be human is what he sees. But then what he sees and what he reads is different to how he reacts to the world around him.
Yeah, but if he's the only human, who's he going to react with?
The other extraterrestrials, aliens, interdimensional beings, fourth dimensional beings, all kinds of things. I've been writing loads.
And he's the only human being?
Not the only, but one of very, very few with very, very few interactions.
Okay, so one of the survivors of something that's happened.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. That's deep, you know, bro.
Yeah, and basically I've been like using parts of, I guess, my diary.
Yeah.
Like my thoughts when I meditate, things like that, to try and use a sci-fi way to answer questions of like my own inner progression, I guess.
So what role do you play in the film then? In this sci-fi thing, yeah? What role are you?
Oh, you know what? I don't even put myself in my own things, you know?
Yeah, but if you're writing the thing, yeah, you've got to be somebody in it.
Oh, you know what? If I had to do anything, I'd probably only do a cameo, and I think the character I probably want, obviously this means nothing to anybody else, but the character I'll probably go for is this fourth dimensional being.
Oh,
who
yeah.
basically they're immortal, but they don't want to be.
Because they're going to get bored living forever or something.
Exactly. And they've reached a point a long time ago of past boredom. Like, they don't want to exist anymore.
That's deep, bro.
So that's like the deepest form of that kind of depression kind of thing. Like, his depression is a whole new level.
So that's like a man who wants to live forever and watching everybody die, generations after generations after generations, and he's still there, and people come and go. Listen. There's a movie like that, though.
I got a question.
No,
you
but this is one character. One character.
Okay.
You know, like you're an actor, innit? So you know, in terms of what would you take, kind of like, you know, when they said that James Bond couldn't be a black man, because that was a big thing last year, right? And the previous year. What's your take on that? You know, when they said like he couldn't, like he deserves to be a white man, or sorry, a Caucasian actor to play James Bond, and they wouldn't give it to Idris, like, you know what I mean? What's your take on that kind of thing, man? Like, because to me, I got my own say on it, but what's your kind of say on it? Well, like, you being in the industry, or you doing what you're doing, and you done a lot of roles. If they were to give it,
I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to certain things like
obviously you take it, innit? But do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah. And when it comes to certain things like characters and whatnot, this is what I always think to myself. Sometimes I have a very clinical way of going about it. I can be very business about it, and I can just easily answer, yo, you know what? Whoever's paying and whoever is in charge, whoever owns the rights to the thing, can do whatever they want. It's their rights, isn't it? Yeah. But where I'll go, what I have to remember is part of how I even got to become an actor was because people started breaking the mold and doing things differently, and people started working differently. Like, for example, Kidulthood, Melamine. Luckily enough, I've worked with him twice now, and like, he's a big role model for me, because with things like Kidulthood, it not only gave me the kind of inspiration to think, wow, this is something I can maybe do. Like, it was like a little part of what inspired me to become an actor, but also like the fact that they tried something different. They tried something different. So when I hear things like, oh, so and so can't
Limbs, turn down your phone, man. Limbs.
I'm trying to hear you, know.
Limbs, you need to sort that out big time. Real talk. Lock it off, bro. It sounds terrible,
it
man.
keeps blowing out, and I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, lock it off, bro. It sounds bad. Or turn it right down.
It might be too close to.
Yeah, you need to turn your volume right down, man. Turn your volume on your computer down, or turn your mic down. But whatever you got, you need to turn it down, please. Yeah.
I don't even understand what's happening. Like,
yeah, but if you ain't turning down any volume, nothing ain't gonna happen.
I know. I'm trying to like change it up, but I'm just constantly hearing you lot breaking on and off.
Yeah, because your thing's too loud, bro. It's your end.
Okay. But you can hear me now, Glo. I don't want to sound too low. That's the thing.
You still need to turn something down. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Until you turn something down, this thing's gonna continue.
Okay. Cause I don't even know what's.
Well, turn your microphone down then. At least turn that down.
I've been turning everything
No,
down.
you haven't, because your voice is still the same level. So if your voice is still the same level, that means you haven't turned nothing down. Anyway, Bridget, let me and you have a conversation, because right now, by the time he turns everything up and down, the show's done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right, so we could talk
what
this
was I
thing.
even saying? I got sidetracked, man. Sorry, what was I saying?
Yeah, right. Don't worry about him, because he's still got to fix his thing. Right now, we could talk this thing, because I wanted to have a proper conversation with you.
Wait, does that sound better?
You sound much better. No, you sound better when you're a bit lower. That might help.
Oh, does that sound better now, though?
Well, I can hear you.
And it's still making that noise you're saying?
No, it's all right. Don't worry about the noise. We will tell you when you're making noise. You're cool. Right, brethren.
Yes.
Right.
Yes,
now, you're an actor, a writer, and all these other things, yeah? What is your aim in life? What is your... Where is there a point that you're going to get to where you say, once I get to this point, I will feel a little bit contented? What is that point?
You know what? I sit and I have this struggle with myself every day, because I don't believe it's good to, for lack of a better term, want.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want for anything. I don't care about fame. I don't care about money. I don't care about material things, to be honest.
Yeah.
I just care about where I can push myself and can I be the best that I can be. Yeah. I don't know, but like, I don't know if God did it to me. I don't know if I bumped my head as a kid and something just stuck. I don't know if I was just like this, but I just want to be the best that I can be, and I can't do anything else. I just can't. I can't live any other way.
Okay.
And so I don't. It's weird. I want to be able to say, yeah, there's a level I'll get to and I'll be content, but I have so many different interests, and I intend to try so many different things. I wanna experience and see so many different things that my interest will probably take me somewhere else. So then I hopefully never will be satisfied.
There's got to be satisfaction somewhere. I'm gonna give you an example. There's some things that I do, and when I started out doing it, yeah, I never planned to be the best in what I was doing, yeah. Mm-hmm. But as the time progressed and I looked at the people around me and I realized they're not as good as me. So I decided to push it to a level and leave them behind. Yeah. Now when I pushed it to this level, I'm at a level now where I'm saying, like, I know where I am and I know where they are. Yeah? And I'm saying, you lot ain't on my level right now. None of you. Now, once you get to that level now, I've realized that people now started to try to tear man down. Because they couldn't reach to that level, they tried to close doors and try to do other things to stop you from, or stop a man from excelling. So a man then had to step back deliberately just so that other people could step forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not because you want to, but because you know you are the best at what you do.
You know what? I give 110. I give my whole heart and soul into every role that I do. And I don't know. See, with acting, I guess it's a weird one, because a lot of the people that I don't have no enemies. There are no enemies in acting as far as I'm concerned. Like, I'm cool and friends with everyone.
Yeah.
And what's really interesting is there's been some roles that have like gone to some people and whatnot, and like where I don't know, certain man might be bitter or whatever. Like for me, it's a bonus because it's like, no, that's someone that I know or someone I've worked with or someone that I respect. That now they've got that role, they're gonna excel, and regardless of where I am, it's kind of like not only is it nice to see people around you do their thing because everyone has their time.
Yeah.
Everyone has their ups and downs, you know.
Yeah.
Like you never know how the world around you is gonna change. Like man, like come on, man, we couldn't plan for this lockdown thing, and you got this show popping, bro.
Yeah, well, the lockdown thing has helped us to communicate with people like you, thanks to LIMZ,
You know?
and he's made that connection to the youngers, and that's what his show is about. That his show is about making the connections so that everybody can know the young people are doing things.
Trust me.
Don't listen to what
young people. There's so many young
there's
people.
so many, and that's why he's got this platform, and I'm grateful that he's here to show everyone that young people are doing things. It's not all about the gun thing and the robbing thing. Enough of them are doing proper things. And even those who are out there listening and they're out there grinding and doing their little thing, they realise, no, maybe they could be good actors too. Maybe they could be good comedians too.
Exactly.
Maybe they might decide to try something different.
Listen, you can be anything you set your mind to, but here, what ain't gonna happen overnight? You ain't gonna get it for free. You need to work your ass off. You need to make sure that when you walk into the room, you know what? You are the best at what you do. I'll go so far as to say this. My skill, I think, is learning lines really fast. I use that to my advantage. That's probably why I get some of the jobs that I get, because with my reliability, they're like, boom, you can give him 300 pages, he'll know it by tomorrow. Done. Yeah.
You know what? Yeah,
That's
I can say, yeah. You see this guy, right? You see JUMAYN, right? I've been with him in the house, yeah. One time, yeah. Not one time. On many occasions, where he'll get a script, right? For the listeners and that, yeah. He'll get a script, and JUMAYN will memorize the script. Like he'll give me the other side, and he's telling me, LIMZ, like this is my ones that I've written for my sketches. Obviously, you know what I mean. And the guy will memorize it quicker than anybody I've ever given my scripts to. And he's literally sitting there and he's like, alright, yeah, cool, alright, cool. I reads it. You understand? And I've sat back and I thought, wait, I'm even forgetting words to my own script, bro. And it's like, Jay, you see, like, to get that skill there, yeah?
Hard at that skill. Hard. Yeah, I used to sit there for hours every day doing memorization skill tests and stuff like that.
It's ridiculous.
Sitting in the mirror practicing faces. Like, it's no joke.
I don't read books, innit? I don't read books for, like, obviously, for everyone that's listening. I don't read books, yeah? I'm one of them people. The only book I read is the Quran, yeah? Now, when it comes to books, yeah, like memorizing it, Jay, what's the skill to it? Because it's not easy enough. Not just
what
books,
do you mean?
just like reading a script. Like a whole, my guy will memorize an email in a split second.
But you know what? It's at the end of the day, yeah, it's like the things I was talking about before. It's easier to do for me because I enjoy what I'm doing. Not only that, like, it's actually my life. Like, it's not, I am my own boss. So if I don't work hard, if I don't pay attention, if I don't make the right decisions, I don't get paid. That means I don't eat. So there's that level of it on top of it. So there's that kind of,
so it's
not
deeper than
fear per se, but it keeps you, like, alert. Because it will actually affect you. It's you as a person, innit? Like, I don't have an alias. That's my name out there. You understand? There's a lot of facets to acting, man. The business side, and like, sorry, Bless, you were saying like about the youth and whatnot.
Yeah. I'm just looking at what you're doing, and I'm saying like,
I'm trying to listen, you know.
Yeah, I know.
But you know, today I've actually had some proper technical difficulties, and my phone, the way the internet keeps coming in and off, like on and off, it's just ridiculous.
Well, then you must go with the flow.
It's like I can't get hold of you guys.
Yeah, because they want you to listen.
Now I can.
They want you to listen, LIMZ. That's why it's happening. You must go with the flow.
I'm trying, but it just keeps locking off, so I can't even hear you guys.
Well, alright then. So
Now I can hear you.
Listen,
Alright.
for the youth them out there,
yeah,
for people, even my peers and whatnot.
Yeah.
Shout out to everyone who has their own hustle, yeah. But check it. Shout out to everyone who has a hustle and they're putting their people on. You're paying your mama's rent. You know what I mean? You're taking care of your youths. You're making sure everyone's fed. You're putting that money into getting a suit, to getting a job, or whatever you need to do. Yeah, running a business, anything like that.
Yep. That's the way to do it.
That.
That's it. But some man them is out there hustling, but all they're doing is buying the latest trainers, 150, 120 pound jeans, 150 pound jacket, all the latest things. But yet, your mum, your cousin, your family needs a bit of help.
Listen, I'll go so far as to say certain people, yeah, don't have certain things in it. Like they might not have certain family members. They might not have been raised in the perfect family. I don't think anyone is. Yeah, like come on, man, I'm human too. I have my own stuff.
Yeah, cool.
But like at the end of the day, yeah, there are people that support you, people that care for you, people that if you get hurt, they're thinking about you. When you're out there at late night, they're thinking about you. Ain't nobody else thinking about you, You know how rare it is. Even if it's just a brethren, something like that, you know how rare it is to have someone to care about you unconditionally.
Yes.
No matter what you're doing.
That's the thing. You see that point there. As I said, there's enough youngers out there doing what they're doing, and they got to come home, either to their mum or to their auntie or to some member of the family. All right, they're grinding, but as you said, if something happens to them, that person's gonna be worried about them. But when you're out there grinding and making your money, are you giving them something? Are you making sure that they're taken care of? Are you putting food on their table? Are you helping them with their electric?
Even if you've got nothing to give, give yourself. Your mama or whoever it is, raised you, whatever. They're there, like they change your diapers, all of this thing. Bro, clean the house. You know why? Just to show some respect, bro.
Yep. I like what
you
you
don't want to come home from a hard day work and have to do that as well. Cook some food, man.
That's the
thing. You don't have to make some curry, you feel me?
No, what they do summertime, they when mum comes home from work, they some of them roll in and want to say like, what's for dinner, mum? Like, Bridget, cook some food for your mother. You know what I mean? Tidy up the house, hoover the house, wash the plate, do the laundry, do something. Make her feel appreciated.
Listen, yeah.
It's true.
I can't speak for everyone. I can't speak for every household and situation, yeah?
Yeah.
But for those who have the presence of mind to think that this applies to them, respect the people who brought you into this world, innit? Respect the people who looked out for you, made sure that you were fed or tried their best for you, innit?
Yeah.
Because it ain't going to happen again, fam. You only get one life,
Yeah.
I've lost people that I'll never get back. And their teachings, they can stay with you and you can learn. Yeah, and I'm not saying don't make mistakes. Everyone should make mistakes because that's how you grow as a person.
In order for you to learn, innit?
Yeah.
Of course, but it's what you do with the knowledge after the mistake or after whatever you've learned. If you're wasting your knowledge and you're wasting what you've learned and you're wasting your potential, then who am I to tell you how far you should take the limits of your life? If that's what you see your potential as, at the end of the day, yeah, cool. If you're a young person, then you have so much potential. No matter what no one says to you, no teacher who wants to chat crud to you, no people who want to tell you to do no bad stuff, people around you, nothing like that. You have potential to do, be, try, achieve anything you want as long as you apply yourself.
You're gonna do it, innit? It's gonna happen.
Yeah, but at the same time, some of them get caught up in the fast lane. Some of the youngers get caught up in the fast lane because
listen, for some of them, though, I feel for them because for some of them,
you're gone.
They ain't got the person there to show them what going. Like I don't know. I feel like I can speak for LIMZ on this as well because I grew up with my man and we didn't have many role models to show us what to. In fact, none really. Like, and I decided I wanted to be that for somebody. I'm not saying that, oh yeah, I want to be an actor to specifically be a role model, but if I can change one kid's mind from going and picking up a knife to, hey, you know
millions,
what?
Bro.
You can actually be a doctor, you know.
You're changing millions, man. One mind is a million.
I'm telling you. I never, like, sometimes just telling someone, well done, or you tried your hardest. It means a lot, you know. And it works
Crazy,
both
bro.
ways as
Like
well.
the word of speech, there's, you know, like the power of your speech, the power of your wording alone, like it just like it will change someone's life. You can say one significant thing that will make a person go back to themselves and think, rah, maybe
And
that.
listen, I ain't trying to get onto the youth
Just
though,
that
like
one
100%.
little moment of them thinking that that's it, changes their whole life.
Yeah, but hear this, yeah. I'm not trying to get onto the youth 100% because the adults have a responsibility, if not more of a responsibility, as far as I'm concerned. These kids don't know Wagwan.
Yeah.
You adults know Wagwan.
Yeah,
well, I'm
know.
an adult, yeah. So I have to put myself in that category too. I know what's going on. So if I'm not there advising or trying to help a situation, like there are two types of bad people in the world. There are people who do bad things and people who watch bad things being done to others and do nothing about it.
That's it.
Yeah. You know, be it like there was times there's like I'm looking at my friends or my own situations and stuff where there's a million situations, but what's a random one? Just even telling someone or asking them how was your day when they come home makes a big difference.
For real.
I know, just smiling at someone on road.
Exactly. Like giving someone a little time a day and something like that. Like it's a lot. It's a lot. Like we grew up here. We grew up in the hood, and every day, like you're in fear of all kinds of different things. And you don't want to have fear just to walk down the road. You don't want to have fear of your own success, of your own people, things like that. And I'm not saying that is that, but why push your world like that? For me, I want to see every youth, every person in my community do as best as they can, be wealthy in every way. Whether it's financially, spiritually, physically, I don't care, just wealthy.
Emotionally, innit?
Yeah, man.
Because it's like it's different. Do you know what I mean? And it's one of them ones where people don't look into that as much. Like it's just like I said, like just a smile a day, yeah. It can change someone's life, yo. And
that's why I said earlier, water the flowers in your garden.
Say that again, bro.
Water the flowers in your garden.
Right. For those who don't understand what you mean, can you break it down for them?
Okay. Water the flowers in your garden. There is a saying, the grass is greener on the other side. People be looking at what other people are doing and like getting jealous or putting themselves down or getting depressed because maybe they're not where they are, or they don't see the potential in themselves, or they have something holding them back. It might even be the people around them putting them down and stuff like that, whatever. Water the flowers in your own garden, yeah? Take the time to cultivate yourself. If not yourself, and you've already done yourself, the people who are close to you, around you, that support you and help you. When you help them, they'll be more willing to help you. They'll be more willing to back you, especially if it's for a just cause. Ain't no one trying to help no one break into a bank. But if you're trying to, I don't know, learn and get like a degree or something like that, I'm sure that the people around you will back you in it. And with that, help them.
I hear what you're saying about water the flowers in your own garden. Now, the way you're saying that and the way I'm seeing it is like, as you said, sometimes a man will see a next man striving and the next man's doing well. And before, as you said, before he decides to look at his own garden and find a way to water that, he decides to go across the fence and take what a next man's got in his garden.
Bad up man's garden. Exactly.
Yeah, go up there because he's got the tool or he's got the man then behind him. He's rather go up there and bad up a next man and take everything that a next man's got in his garden instead of watering his own garden.
That's hate, innit?
Yeah, but this is, we're just breaking down what he's saying. Water the flowers in your own garden. It's not about hating. Sometimes
it's
not about hating. Sometimes a man don't have nothing. And he's got and he just want it so bad.
Envy.
That,
what's the best word for that? Is it envy? Like envying that what the next man's got.
Whoa, you're loud, bro. You're loud.
It could be envying that, but either way, he's still looking at a next man's garden and saying that's what I want. But he's not thinking about how the man got what he's got in his garden.
Exactly.
How did he grind and work hard to get that? So you want to think about the hard work that a man's put in to get what he's got in his garden, but you want to go and take what he's got in his garden because you can do it, because you can take it. Right.
Without even caring, you just take it.
Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to tell you a scenario for some of those who like to take things from a next man's garden, yeah? And this is a true thing, and this is reality. All the youngers and the young man them out there that's going out there busting shot, killing people, yeah? Obviously, life is what it is. We've all of us been there, done that. Enough of us. Even myself, I can't turn around and say, boy, man, I've been there, done what I had to do, and I've made my mistakes in life. That's why I did bless. Because I made so much mistakes in life. I tried to put it right by doing bless. You understand? So what I want to show those who are listening to this show, when you do go out there and you do bore up a man, and you do kill a man, or you go out there, you do shoot a man, because, hey, LIMZ, turn your thing down, bro. Yeah. I'm going to plug him out in a minute, you know. Don't watch that. I'll plug him out, man. Yeah, with his cheap phone. What was it? Nokia. Whatever it is. Anyway, listen. Back to the story. So what I'm showing the youngers then, yeah, instead of robbing a man, turn your thing down, man, or throw it out the window.
Bro, what? I don't even know what you're talking about, bro.
Your white phone, man. Get rid of it, man. Yeah.
But, listen, I ain't got no other phone to be running this thing, man.
Alright, then cool. Alright, listen. What it is called feedback. That means you got your phone turned up too loud, man.
Yeah, but my phone's not even on. I'm all on the laptop.
Well, turn your mic. Alright, listen.
Hotspot thing.
Yeah, alright, listen. I know what it is. Listen, your mic's too loud on your laptop. Yeah, that's what it is. And it's feedbacking because your mic's loud and your speaker's loud, and they're both loud together. That's why you got that noise.
Wait, man, I took out the speaker and everything.
Oh, it's alright. Listen to me. I'll buy you a laptop for Christmas. Don't worry. I'll buy you something. I feel sorry for you, man. I gotta buy you something. Brethren. Anyway.
No, I mean, I'm all trying to run this on my own, like, you know what I mean?
It's
like,
alright,
I'm getting fussed about my laptop.
So we're gonna
All the listeners, you lot are hearing this, yeah? Blessings cussing me about my laptop, my phone, my everything.
You need a real laptop, bro. A real one.
You're telling me so I got a fake laptop. Now I've got a Slambook Pro. It's not a MacBook, it's Slambook or something.
You got a Kindle Surprise, man. You got one of them Kindle things or something. I don't know what it is. But anyway, that's the story. You're making me leave the story.
Yeah, is that you in the background trying to do some next thing?
No, man. Listen to the story, man. Listen. So back to the thing then. Very important message.
I'm checking something, yo.
No, it's because your phone's making a load of jing bang noise interrupting my story.
No, I'm hearing you, but my phone's not even shaking nothing. I ain't even trying to shake nothing out here.
It's alright, I feel sorry, so I forgive you. It's alright, my brother. It's bare love still. Make me tell the story. Right, bro. The story. The youth them was out there killing one another, yeah? And you're out there, you're going out there. I know it's wrong. Sometimes a man do a man something and the next man's got to retaliate and so forth. But I'm going to tell you something that you may not know. When you go out there and you take a life, yeah? When the time comes for your life to go, when you do lose your life, or when the time comes for you to die, yeah, you don't know where you're gonna go. Now the thing about it is your soul lives forever. Your soul lives forever. You are your soul. Yeah, you are your spirit. You are your soul. You are not the flesh. Yeah, you are the soul. You are the divinity that lives within the flesh. Yeah. Yes. So when you do kill someone, that divinity now is still alive. AKA when you have a dream.
It's not my phone, no.
Bro, it's alright, man. Don't bother, man. We're used to it now. It's alright. Now, you are the divinity within the flesh. Like, so when you have a dream and a dream is real, you know that you're in your bed, but that dream was so real. So that just showing you that you can be in another place at another time and experience something that is so real or seems so real that you believe that it's real, but it may be real, but you're still in your bed. AKA a nightmare. Some people have a nightmare. What's a nightmare? So I'm just trying to show you that when you do kill someone and you do take a life, when your time comes, you go through and your life flashes before you, because your life will flash before you, yeah. And when your life flashes before you and you reach to that part where you killed that person, that's where your life stops. That's where the divinity, that part of your spiritual life, that's where it stops. So some people may go, what they say, go to heaven. Some people say they may go to heaven. Some people say they may go to their ancestors. Some people say they may go to all different places. But when you take a knife and you bore up somebody and you kill them, or when you take a gun and you shoot up somebody and you kill them, when your time comes and you get, because when you die, your life flashes before you. Sometimes people know that they're going to die before they actually die. Some people know when they're going to die. Sometimes the people feel it in their spirit that they're going to die at some point. But when your time comes, you will stop at that point where you have killed somebody. And that's where you're going to get your judgment. That's where you're going to get your judgment.
Then obviously it'll be that point where you're done, innit?
That's where you're done. So that means your ancestors or all these type of people, you won't go with them. You understand? If there's another side for you to go to, you won't go there because you've taken a life which you had no right to take. God give us life. God take life. God give life. The Lord giveth, the Lord taketh away. Man don't have the right.
Only He can take life. No one else can take life but Him.
Man don't have the right to take a life. Or you don't have the right to push a knife in a man and take a life. Go true, bro. What are you saying?
May I interject? Yeah.
Go true.
Onto the subject of ancestors, yeah?
Yeah.
Honor your ancestors, bro. Do you know what they had to do for us to get here in 2020?
Yeah.
Do you think that you could go back there and tell them what we're doing today to each other?
Right, they're watching you now. But remember, your ancestors are in you.
I would personally, I wanna honor my ancestors. When I pass on, I want them to welcome me with open arms because I tried my hardest.
Right. So I might
not have made the best decisions. I might not have, like, you know what I mean? Like, I might not have been the best person.
How much you've done and given back to, man.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, bro. But you're doing your best you can.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, but the youth them that are taking life though. Yeah, when they grow up. Yeah, remember this, what goes around comes around, yeah? When you grow up, all these bad things that you've done will catch up with you. I'm telling you this as an elder. Right, LIMZ, and my brother who's on the other line. As an elder man...
JUMAYN Hunter.
Yeah, no, just JUMAYN, Mr. J. I'm telling you as an elder, I have done my bad things, and I'm telling you straight, as a man, as you get older, they catch up to you, bro.
Yeah.
They catch up. There's no escaping it. I thought to myself, I could go and do this when I was young, shank this one, bust this one, do this. I've hurt a lot of people in my time, but I thought to myself, when I get older, yeah, they're done and they're dusted. No, when you get older, somewhere, somehow, it comes back around, and you know what? Yeah, it's true. It does. It really does.
Change in a life. Every decision we make changes someone else's life.
Right. So and
even just someone, I'm so sorry, but even just someone who's behind the counter, if the person behind the counter is having a bad day and then starts treating the person who's come to the counter bad, you've just ruined their day because you're having a bad day. It's the domino effect. They're going to go home and ruin someone else's day.
Right. But it goes beyond that. As I said, all those youths that are going out there shanking people, shooting people. Right, you might be okay today, you might be okay tomorrow, you might be okay next year, you might be okay 5 years time, you might be okay 10 years time, but you see maybe 20 years time or 30 years time, you're going to realize all of this stuff comes back around. Some way, somehow, you are going to have to deal with it. What you've done.
You know what's a lot easier?
Go on.
Just be cool.
Just be cool and live good.
Just allow it, innit?
Yeah, but I'm just letting them know because I've been there, done that. Yeah, I've seen some things. Yeah, and I would tell the youth them this: hell is not a nice place, you know. Remember me tell you that, LIMZ, and all the youths that was listening to this show. Hell is not a nice place. Right? That's all I'm gonna tell you. Yeah. But I have done wrong things and I have regretted them. Yeah, and I thought I would have got away with them. Yeah, and the Bible tells you every knee shall bow and every tongue confess. And when the judgment come and you go down on your knees and realize it's true, you don't get away with nothing.
No, you never do though.
You don't.
The thing is, you don't. For those that stay alive, they feel like they're doing it.
They
That's why
won't.
they continuously do it.
Well, they get away with it. They think they've gotten away with it now because they're young. But I'm just saying, they might say, boy, man ain't going to live till 30, 40. Man ain't going to get that old. Well, then if you're not going to get that old, there's a place waiting for you for what the things that you've done.
You know, something I do want to throw in.
Yeah.
Just into the mix here.
Yeah.
I have mixed feelings, I'm not really sure how to comment on people who are coerced into doing something they don't want to do and don't understand the implications of their actions, you know?
Yeah.
Because that happens.
Yep.
You know, when certain older man school a younger man, oh yeah, go bore him up, and you know what I mean? And they don't,
Yeah, come
they
on,
don't
like,
have the guidance that they need to not be in that
kind of thing,
situation.
innit? Yeah, you're a runner in that.
Say that again?
Like, you're a runner kind of thing, like, yeah, like, you just do this, hold that, and that's it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I've seen this on different documentaries and stuff, not to try to say that I've experienced it, you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
in general,
and it's unfortunate.
you know, when the
because-
older man kind of take advantage of the younger man because he's young and the mentality is not as it
But
should
that's
be.
where-
you
That's
know
where
what I mean?
community
Like,
has to come in. You get me?
Pardon?
What's that saying? It takes a village to grow a child.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm saying so there's certain, I don't know. Let's just say hypothetically there's a youth, he's a runner. He's running around after the man because he doesn't know no better. They know better, but he don't know no better. If you're an older person and you see what's going on, like, get on to my man, innit? School
Try
it.
help him, innit?
You can lead a horse to water. Not everyone's gonna drink in it, but at least you know you're trying.
Yeah, but it goes both ways though. Sometimes a man's looking at a situation at home where mum can't buy nothing. Mum's got to look after little brother. Mum's already at work all day long. And you get an opportunity to make her money. It goes both ways, but at the same time, although you has to do a certain thing to make a little money, you have to have common sense and wisdom at some point to realize, will what you're doing, will it ever affect your parents or the people that you live with? Will it ever spill over on them at some point? You know, because maybe at some point it may spill over on them, the things that you're doing, and that's what you need to be mindful of. Some people get dragged into it. Some people willfully do it. Yeah. Some people ain't got no choice. Yeah. You understand? So some of the things that we used to do when we were younger, as bad as it may be, sometimes we never had no choice. You understand? Man had to put food on the table. You understand? Man had to feed his youth. Man had to make sure his baby mother's got money to buy milk.
There you go. But that's what I was going to say. There's the crux and there's the important part of it. You put food on the table.
Yeah. That's different. If you're doing it for that reason, I'm not going to say it's a good thing, but man have to survive and my children's got to survive. So man's doing it for his family. You understand? But there's some man that do it for material things and for the latest this and for the latest that. I mean, just sometimes you have to look at how long will this last. I've seen man with 20 pairs of trainers. What you doing with 20 pairs of trainers?
Like man got 20 feet.
You know what I mean? And you only use and you wear one for 1 month, and then you got another one. 3 months, 2 months, you wear another. You got paid. No, man. When we was growing up, you know, we only had 2 pairs of trainers, you know. One for school, yeah, and one for when you come home that you play in. That's it.
Boy, some lucky to even have that.
You know what I mean? That's all we had. And you got 1 pair of shoes, and that is if you're going out with the family, yeah, or church. That's it. No 2 pair of shoes thing. 1 pair of shoes, maybe 2 pairs of crepes. 1 for school and 1 for after school. So times have changed, and sometimes it's the parents to blame because we give our children too much sometimes and don't let them value things in life, the little things.
We have to teach them, man. For the most part, I can't say I was taught a lot of things. My history, my culture, things like that. Like I have to find out over time. And the more I found out, the more I was like, why isn't everyone told these things? Like here's something deep. Even I even go this deep.
Yeah.
There should be a class in school that teaches you how to do your taxes.
That teaches you how to do what?
Your taxes.
Your what?
Tax.
Taxes.
Yeah.
Why?
Why? Because it's a big part of life later on in life.
That's if you're running a business.
But what's to say that they don't want to run their own business?
Maybe some man don't want to work for nobody.
Exactly.
So that means if a man don't want to work for nobody, man don't want to pay no tax to no one.
Boy, well.
You know what I mean?
But certain man think like that, you know?
Certain man think like, remember this, you know, the church is taxing everybody already. You go to church, you got to pay taxes, but they call it tithes. But it's taxes, bro.
Wait, what do you mean tithes?
When you go to church, you got to pay your tithes and offering every week. The gate man wants his money. They've even got cash machines in the churches. That's taxes, man.
No way, they got cash machines in churches?
Yeah.
No, they don't.
It's to me.
You're acting.
Yeah.
I've been in church, yeah. I walked into a church and I saw a cash machine in the corner of the church.
No.
I didn't mean much. Like, cash thing.
Yeah, because what it is, they want to make sure some people won't have. This is what they said. Some people don't have time to go to the bank, so they make sure there's a machine there so that they can get the money. This is in a church, you know.
Wow. Well, you know what? This is what I say about that. Yeah.
That's mad, you know.
No, that's straight up crazy. But listen, your spiritual life doesn't need you to be shelling out.
I say you got cash machines in church, fam. I'm looking at the priest like, yeah, man, give me some cash, man.
You can't
give me
buy.
some cash.
You cannot buy your way into heaven. You can't buy your way to nirvana. You can't buy your way to. I don't care what you want to call it, paradise, whatever. You can't buy your way down here, bro.
Yes, our man got cash machines like tax, like what, you know what I'm saying? Like that's mad.
Donations.
Man. We don't need
donations.
Like when I go mosque here, we don't have that, you know. Like you can give back, like, and obviously give money towards the like, you know, like
donations. That's what I'm saying. You can donate or
basically
or however a place has its thing set up.
Stuff. But
I'm telling you, bro. Listen, you either Google it, YouTube it, find it. You will find out that there's a lot of churches that has cash machines in the church.
You don't necessarily have to look that up.
I've personally seen it. I have personally seen cash machines in the church.
I trust you. I believe you.
Right. So I'm just trying to show you, church has become a business. Yeah. And it's doing what it's not supposed to do.
People are not even going like to pray, like to God. They're not going to pray to Jesus, to God, to whatever. They have to pay for them to go there to pray. In other words, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So even looking at this is why some of the youngers do what they want to do, because even when they do go to church and they see what's going on in the church, they're saying like, "Boy, this ain't real." Man's just gonna go out there and do some grinding because I'm going to God to find my way to change my life. And when I do go to church, I see girls in the longest wig, £150 wig, false nails, false eyebrows.
All looking fresh and that.
Virgin. It's like the dance hall out there. The girls them in the church dressed like the girl them in the dance hall. You understand? And I'm supposed to go there to praise God when the girl next to me's got a £200 wig on her head.
Oh,
you know what?
Mad. Yeah.
That's why I say I'm spiritual over anything else, because I don't know, man. Like, yeah, that's obviously that's not the way. It's not the cause. It's not the right path to be on. Like, what's that got to do with anything spiritual? You know what I mean?
Well, we're still going back to why some of the youths are on the street grinding, because some of them must have tried church and seen for themselves this ain't right, bro.
That's why I try and teach just energy, be real, innit? When it's, I believe in God.
Yeah, definitely.
But I believe that I think there's a net saying God doesn't help those who won't help themselves. But even taking that a bit further, God's God.
Yeah,
we're down here. We're responsible for what we do. So regardless of whether you're gonna like pray for blessings or pray for something to happen, at the same time as you're praying or the same time as you're not believing in something or whatever, get off your ass and do something about it. Just sit and complain about the thing, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but as I said, there is some good churches out there. I'm not saying all the churches are bad, right? But we're just talking because where you are now, obviously enough of us has gone to the church and everything. Yeah, but I think it's for us, the adults, to kind of set a platform for the youngers. And I'm doing my piece, and I'm sure the church, who's making the most money, can open up their halls to the youths them as well. You understand? They can open their doors when all of
You
this
know
stuff
what?
is
There's
over.
a church.
Well, you know what? I know a couple
now,
churches
yeah?
that
I
they're
think
doing
it's
a
a
lot.
church, yo.
Go on, what you saying?
But there's people that are like, you know what it is as well, like through this whole situation, because there's positivities, you know, because you've got like churches and mosques and charities giving food, like food banks, like
Yeah,
giving
that's what I was
food
gonna
to
say.
people,
Yeah.
and they're working through it and helping people through the situation. That's a difference, though. That's someone that's
Yeah, but
actually.
I hear that.
You
I hear that.
understand? They,
But
they, they got
in
food.
terms of
Even though
the
I
youths and what,
understand, like, through the grapevine, I've obviously looked, like, searched things up, and there's people out there giving food to people, helping them out that are homeless, but at the same time, they're doing it because they've got so much money or so much food that they can't necessarily just hold it in, they have to give it out. Why does it take a situation like this for people to realize that, yeah, there's people out there that are in need, innit?
going back to about what the kids are seeing or young people are seeing, and like not seeing something that's real, and how it affects them, obviously. That's why our role models, our people, need to actually be real. That's why, personally, I've been trying to do what I've been doing the way I've been doing it, because it is real. This is my life. It's my life in living color for all y'all to see. And it's not because I think there's any glamour in it, but it's because it humanizes me.
Yeah. It shows you what life really is in general, innit?
No, but it's something that is real. Like, I have a couple actors who are my mentors, I guess, or I look up to them, and the path that they've decided to take is difficult, but because someone has actually done it, it's real.
Okay,
Like,
well, let me ask you something then. When you was on the road,
fake it.
go on.
And that's the same thing that I guess I'm trying to achieve in myself. If I look back, or I think if someone was to look over my accomplishments, you can see accomplishments for what they are on paper, but the journey it took to get from each one was real. And I'll openly give that information because that is a reality that needs to be shared. Because if I can do it, why can't you do it?
Right, but when you was younger, and you was most probably, you must have been on road at some point, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, so man's on road, doing his thing, grinding, doing what he's got to do, gal here, there, everywhere. What made you, where did the penny drop that made you decide, say, I'm done with road? Where did the penny drop that made you say, that's it, I'm done with road? What happened?
It was an amalgamation of a lot of things, but I think the things that stood out the most to me was, I remember just looking around me, man, and just thinking to myself, hey, why is this any different from Jamaica? Why is this any different from Miami? Why is this any different from Africa? We're all brothers and sisters, so why the hell are we fighting? A next thing that will kind of like, it's like different layers all added together to make this thing just happen. So a next layer was, I was watching all these movies like Scarface and stuff, and yeah, they're good movies and whatnot, but when I'm seeing how people are reacting to it, I'm like, I like it because it's a good movie. You want to be Scarface. Do you understand what happened? It's in the movie, bro. What happened to Scarface? Which then leads me on to my third thing. I just didn't want to live my life like that. I don't want to live my life looking over my shoulder. I don't want to live my life having problems with people. I don't want to live my life in fear of anything. I want to enjoy myself. I want to support the community around me, have them support me too, and literally just enjoy myself.
So how did you get out? How did you separate yourself? Because you can say that you want to live and enjoy yourself, but sometimes we're still attached to certain man them.
Yeah, I'm still in the same area, stuff like that. But at the same time, it's how you interact in it. It's what you choose to do. Come here, come there.
Yeah, but how do you detach yourself from these people?
You know what? Personally, I found that I was busy. Because I dedicated myself to this new dream, this new goal, I didn't have time. I didn't have time to be at these places and link people here and go there and do all this stuff. I honestly couldn't make it because I was somewhere else doing something else. And just over time, basically, I even had times where I buck up on certain man and they're like, "Oh, you don't hang out with man no more." Like, what is it? Is it a problem and stuff? And I'm like, bro, I genuinely, I still have my head in my script. I don't care. I'm not listening. Like, I'm so focused. That's it. And
So
it's just tenacity of the focus.
you
can
became
say
busy
whatever you
then?
want. You can diss me. You can pass me to my face. Whatever. I don't care. I got my focus.
So you became busy.
Yeah, like you're immune to your own schedule, innit?
Literally schedule full.
You
But my
became
schedule's full
busy.
of positivity.
Seeing. So that would be a good point to say to some of the ones who really want to kind of step out, become busy, occupy yourself.
Occupy yourself with the profession that you want, or trying to attain the skills that you need to get there. Because, like I said, nothing don't happen overnight.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
unless you get started at some point, then you'll never get to a beginner level. The faster you start, the faster you'll get to where you want to be,
So
and you'll attain the knowledge and not the knowledge. What's it?
No, the knowledge is right, man. The knowledge is right because you need to be immune, innit, with yourself alone, innit? You know what I mean? Before you get anywhere.
Experience.
so what you're saying is be what you want to be, not what somebody wants you to be.
Exactly.
Okay.
And ain't nobody cares about your life as much as you do. Even the
Okay.
people that care about you, but nobody cares about your life as much as you do. Don't you want to see the best for yourself?
Is me right to say, that people care about you, when they see the end product?
Boy,
That's
well,
when they become interested.
some people can't see the wood for the trees. You know what? Even with me, there's been people around me that they wouldn't believe in my dream until it became a reality. And why would they? As far as they're concerned, they're not seeing all the hard work I'm putting in the background. They only see me every now and again. So they're just like, oh,
But
yeah,
they'll
like,
never see it, though. They'll never see it.
No, they won't see the hard work. People will only see the results of what you're doing. They're not with you. Like when you're in your room and you're in the gym and you're doing those extra 10 reps or something like that. They're not with you. They only see the benefits or the results of your hard work. Of course, people, when they see that there's been a big change, again, let's use weightlifting as an example. If you've been banging weights in your room by yourself and you've gone from a certain body type to getting hench overnight, nobody around you is really going to notice to a certain degree, especially if they're not very close to you, because like you got your top on or whatever, you know what I mean? But when summertime comes, you bust off your shirt and you're wham all of a sudden, and they're like, raw. Yeah, they're only seeing the results.
He's changed, like, my man's changed, innit?
And it's exactly that. You've changed. In that time, your mentality, everything about you has changed. Show me. At that time,
because you've
they
already
have
seen
no
the
point.
whole impact going. You've gone through the impact, the whole situation. So it's just like the end product is just you looking at everybody else, basically.
Listen, whatever you do with your 24 hours is going to define you as a person at the end of the day.
So you feel
if you're robbing people for 23 hours a day, but you only meditate for 1 hour a day, people are going to know you as a thief, not a guru.
It's like right now, for some reason we've seen a lot of people going out saying they're doing exercise, they're bike riding. I'm not going to be rude, but you've got certain people that got weight on them that look like they ain't ridden a bike for years, fam.
Yeah, and good on them. Because you know what? One, but
then they're out now, innit? Now they're riding the bike like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, good. Because they're getting into the flow or something.
So it's like similar to, is that what, like, you're kind of saying, kind of similarities, innit?
To what? With this?
Yeah, to what you're saying. Oh, am I in the wrong page? Because to me, it's just like, even that, it brings me to that subject, because you're seeing people out here saying that, yeah, man, we're supposed to have this 1 hour exercise, and people are going out, and this 1 hour exercise looks like it's been 10 years of exercise.
That was a completely different tangent.
You know what I mean? Like 10 years of exercise.
Well, you know what? At the end of the day, if anyone, I rate anyone who takes it on themselves to try and push themselves to do anything, even stepping out the house. You know how hard it is to step out the house sometimes just because of the society around us. Because we're supposed to look a certain way or be a certain way. Like, legit, people, like, let go of this whole outer physical like stuff. Like, it's doing no one no benefit. You are your soul in it. Some people who have disabilities or might have like I don't know, like one arm or something like that, well, they're not less of a person because of how they look. In fact, they're more so because they might be doing something that's very difficult for them, but it's very easy for you.
And this is a perfect opportunity for them to do it and take up kind of time, innit?
So if you're gonna, exactly. If you're doing something, props to anyone trying to do whatever you're doing. Why not? It takes a lot. The first step is always the hardest. It takes a lot to move.
Even that. So what exercise you been doing? So you've been doing martial arts and things. You're telling people you've been martial arts exercising because you on your Instagram, you've been out. You've been in the park and everything, innit?
Yeah, training.
You've been out here training.
Go for a jog.
You even done a boxing match. You need to let people know, you know.
Boxing match?
Yeah, you had a boxing match. I see you trying to punch man up in that.
That's way, but no. That was way before the lockdown. That was like,
I'm joking now, for real. But I've seen you doing the boxing thing. What made you even start thinking about doing the boxing? Because you trick of the trade, didn't it? Right. So obviously, more or less, you've been doing the most. What made you even think about doing the boxing?
Like I said, what got me into boxing in the first place? LIMZ. You're blessed.
Yeah, I think he's gone.
Yeah, I think we lost LIMZ.
Headache.
Yeah.
What did you ask me? What got me into boxing?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's just part of my repertoire of martial arts, man. It's just part and parcel. I love it. I have a lot of respect for a lot of boxers. I think it's called the beautiful sport for a reason. Like, it takes a lot of IQ to be a good boxer. So there's a lot to it when you have limitations of things like not being able to use your legs. But then I got into Thai boxing, and that's just so ridiculously brutal. You have to be an expert to even step in the ring to a certain degree. So it takes a lot of thinking, a lot of coordination, and a hell of a lot of training. So yeah, I just like it. I like things that are difficult. You'll come to understand.
Yeah, I used to like difficult things, but as you get older, you don't like difficult things anymore. You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah, exactly. That's it, exactly.
You just don't want to do nothing. You know what I mean? I hear this guy.
Bro, if you want extraordinary results, you have to do extraordinary things. Someone popped up. That's not me.
I know, but I don't know where he is, you know what I mean? Like, this thing's popping up, but I don't see him. Oh, bro, where are you? Cancel. I don't know where you are, bro, but I'll try and talk to you. Anyway, missed call. Alright then, anyway, we're coming to a closure. I think that's about the time, whatever it is. Yeah, something's feedbacking. Oh, it's your end. Yeah, you still there?
Yeah.
Alright, your phone was feedbacking a little bit as well. Alright, I don't know where he is, but I'm going to make him say good night to everyone. Because,
Alright, man. Listen, peace and love, namaste to everybody.
Yeah.
I hope that it was an experience.
Good conversation. You know what I mean? Learned a lot from you. You know what I mean? And I hope some of the youngers learn something from the conversation. We don't want to talk in the whole this conversation. What we've had is not to disrespect any of the people them listening. And the comments that we made is not meant to disrespect none of the youngers or none of the man them out there is grinding. This is not meant to disrespect none of you. Yeah?
No, not at all.
Not at all, because man's been there, done that. But it's just to make it have an insight that, you know what? Maybe it's time for a change.
Yeah, man.
That's all. Maybe you can be what you want to be instead of what other people want you to be, because some of us are what other people want us to be. You know what I mean?
Everyone, you all have so much potential. So much potential.
Yeah. You know
Use it. Try it.
Try
you
it.
can.
Yep. I've been there, done that. Most of my life, I've been what everybody else want me to be, and then I've decided that I want to be what I want to be. I want to be me, for me, not for them. And when you really start thinking about who you're living your life for, you realize most of your life you've been living is for other people, not for you. So it's time to live your life for you and be what you want to be, what you've always dreamed of being. It's not all about, everybody wants to be the hot shot, the man with everything. But apart from that, Most High is giving you two hands. He's giving you a mind, he's giving you eyes, he's giving you a mouth. God's blessed you with, this is your gifts and your talents, your hands and your body. What can you use it to do that you can become something great and be proud of? Something that you can be proud of, It's not always about the violent thing. That's all. That's all. So LIMZ, wherever you are, yeah, with your Whiteberry phone, I big you up. You know what I mean? And hopefully,
man LIMZ.
I'm trying to get all of him because I don't really want to close the show without him, really, to be quite honest. Wherever he is. So if I can find him so that he can close the show.
Mm-hmm.
He's disappeared. Where is he?
But
Yo, Bridging.
Yeah.
LIMZ.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. You can close the show. We was waiting for you to close the show.
I'm waiting on it. Listen, I was all like, I let you lot speak, and then the phone kind of like started playing bits of me. You want me to close the show now? Definitely, Jay.
Time for you to close the show.
For the listeners, JUMAYN Hunter, Jay, you can say your goodbye. Where can the listeners find you? How can they get in contact with you? And you know what I mean? How can they?
Yeah, peace and love.
Like, where can they go see your new film, movie, everything?
Alright, peace and love.
Because right now my phone's playing so much, yeah, I don't even know what. Like, right now I'm trying to catch all the words in between each other. I can't hear you, like, if you're speaking right this minute. But yeah, where can the listeners go find you and
my name,
like, check you out?
You find me on Instagram, yeah.
You know what I mean? Come see you, man.
Because all that stuff coming
they're
up.
gonna
Yeah, go on. Where can they find you?
Yeah, find me on Instagram. Just my name. Search me up. It's easy to find. IMDb. If you want to see anything that I've got out at the moment, I've got stuff on Netflix, Sky Movies, etc., etc. Got stuff coming in the pipeline. I can't honestly say that I know when it's gonna come.
Yeah.
Because that's completely out of my control. But this year is going to be a very, very interesting year.
Okay. You hear that, LIMZ?
Yes.
LIMZ.
Hello?
Did you hear that?
Yo. Yeah, all I heard, to be honest with you, was this year is going to be an interesting year, Jay.
Okay.
I said to you, Ladbrokes, tell them they can catch on the Ladbrokes advert that's on TV right now, innit?
Yeah, that too. I've done quite a few adverts, actually.
Okay.
You got a lot, man. Jay, you see, like, Jay.
Oh, you know what? Okay, sorry. I left something out. You probably hear me on radio as well, doing all kinds of stuff, ads, a bit of wildlife doc, stuff like that. Like, I got backed up stuff for voiceover, but that's a whole nother field.
Okay, well maybe at some point you can just get a jingle for us for Bless and send it to LIMZ on his WhatsApp.
Yeah,
Imagine this, Jay. Tell them how hard it is, because you're doing voiceover, because you can't go film right now, can you? So you have to do everything voiceover, and even when you're filming, even when you're working, is it like you're interacting with other actors, or is it strictly like you're just you by yourself?
Well,
you know
I've
what I
been
mean?
doing voiceover for a while, and couple of years, isn't it? And with the voice, they have a good system down anyway.
No, I'm saying in terms of right now. You've been doing it for years, but I'm saying right now.
Oh well.
Yeah, how's that working out for you? Where you can't even go to film, like on sets and stuff, and then everything has to be through kind of voiceover and by yourself.
All right, LIMZ, it's time, bro. LIMZ, it's time. Right. Sorry to cut you guys, but we've gone like nearly an hour over time.
Yeah, for real.
For real, yeah. So, LIMZ, bless up yourself. Brethren, what you got to do, you can send us a little jingle for the radio to LIMZ. You know what I mean? You know it already. We're listening to Bless Radio, blah, blah. My famous man on the phone there. He can give us the jingle. And that's it, bro. So any final words you want to share with the listeners before you go, mate?
Peace, love to you all. Educate yourselves. Education is key. Educate the people around you. Take care of the people around you. Bless them. Water the flowers in your garden. Try your hardest.
Jermaine, you're going to be back in the studio, though. When everything's done, you're coming to the studio, right?
Depends on my schedule, mate. Well, we can make something happen.
Can you hear me, yeah?
Yeah.
100%. You're coming to the studio. Then the viewers will be able to see you properly.
LIMZ, bless.
You know
peace,
what I mean?
love.
Now, apologies to everybody.
All right, bro.
So
Bless up.
sorry.
Thanks for your contribution. Very interesting conversation. And wish you all the best in your career. I know you're going to... I don't even wish you all the best. I know you're going to do well. You're going to do great things. And, boy, there's no limit what you want to do. You understand? Just be the best that you can be and enjoy the journey.
Amen.
That's how it goes, bro. Just enjoy the journey, man. I know you're going to get some people that's going to envy you, but that's how it goes.
That's how it goes, man.
That's how it
you're
goes.
definitely coming back. We have to
peace
have
and
you
love,
on,
bro.
so
Peace and love to you, bro.
This one was through Corona. This is quarantine radio right now. You know what I'm saying?
All right, then. Well, we're going to quarantine and lock off now, right?
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to big up BED. Right? So big shout goes out to BED.
Big up BED, definitely. Big up everybody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody that listen, and I'm sorry for all the poor connection, but we'll be back with you next Thursday with another special guest, you know what I mean? Bless.
All right,
you want to say any final words?
Yeah, just I just wish you guys all the best, and all the youngers locked on, as I said before. No disrespect to you all. We love you all, you know what I mean? We just want the best for you, that's all. Like my own children. Just like my own children, I just deal with talking to you the same way I would talk to my own youth them. I wish you all the best, you understand? And maybe one day, you know what I mean, you get to understand that the wickedness and the badness that we do in life, we don't get away with it. I'm just telling you in advance so that when it comes around, you're going to say, boy, Bless did say that, you know, and maybe 10 years later it comes around like, wow, and I thought I got away with it. No, it don't go like that. Everybody that you've done damage to in your life, somewhere or somehow, it just comes back around. So try your best not to hurt people. That's how I feel.
Everybody look after themselves, stay safe, innit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody stay safe, quarantine, you know, look after each other, family, close relatives, and make sure you listen next week, Thursday, with another special guest. Today, big up JUMAYN Hunter, big up Bless for the opportunity, you know what I mean? God bless everybody that's listened, and God bless everybody for the opportunity. And yeah, we definitely have to keep it like moving. And yeah, man, guys, stay safe, gloves on, yeah, you get me? Today there was not too many jokes because Bless and Jermaine took over, but obviously, you know what I'm saying, like we still out here, definitely. And Bless, man, big thanks again, man.
Yeah, bro, you're getting better and better every week. We've got a little bit about a little tips here and there, but that's the game, man.
Listen, we need to bring them with the yes or no game, you know. We need to bring them back. Even Jermaine said it today.
Yeah, but we're gonna do that once this quarantine thing's done, then we can do that.
Come on, man.
Everybody's gonna want to play.
All back, bro. But definitely, man. Thank you again. You know what I mean? Guys, listen to Bless 24/7 every day of the week. 100%. Tune in. Bless Radio Extra. Tune in.
Alright,
Bless, you look after yourself now.
Yeah, you too, man.
We're gonna be back next week, you know how it is.
Yeah, man, we just gotta do what we gotta do. Stay blessed, yeah?
100.
Smash it.
Thank you, Jay.
Okay.
Peace.
Bless up.
Yeah, cool.
No cigarette smoking in my room. Yeah. I still want Marley. Bless FM radio, play good tunes.
African people.